All right, yeah.
Hello, this is Inside the Press Box with Sunil Sunder Raj with Everyday Fan Sports. I'm happy to be speaking with NJIT men's basketball player Dylan O'Hearn. Dylan, thank you so much again, for taking some time out to speak with me today. It's really good to be back in touch with you.
Yep, no problem, Talk to you whenever.
Yeah. Hey, congrats, Dylan. Said on a great year last year, first year in the Highlanders uniform. Averaging 10.7 points per game, shooting near 40%, 32% from 3-point range, 2.9 rebounds, 1.4 assists. The first 7 games of the season, the regular season, you averaged double figures. When what comes to your mind? I mean, season high 26 points at Vermont back on December 28th, and then career high 22 points at the WEC, versus Maine on January 9th. I mean, just what comes to your mind as far as your first season, just in total, I mean, just a really impressive year for you, Dylan. Hello.
Going into the year, I was really just expecting anything. Like I was gonna, in like the first 3 games, like you said, like I just knew I belonged there. Probably even further, because I'm just confident, and I was just going with a humble mindset. Like I just don't get too above. Like I'm about to go do this. I like to live in the moment and just play basketball, do what I love.
Yeah. I mean, it was a difficult year, especially with the COVID-19 pandemic, and said no fans in the stands, and then just in terms of preparing for the 2020-21 season, can you just talk about some of the challenges that you faced personally, and then of course with the team as well with NJIT?
A couple of challenges that we had were like finding like roles that players are gonna have and stuff like that. Just it was just a lot going on at the time. Just so much of like, what if this happens or this, with the COVID, and then especially with no fans, like it's just like playing in an empty gym. So you can hear everything everybody says, like especially from the coaches or the other team coaches, the players. You could just hear everything. Like, and no, like you can't block that sound out from the fans. Like you can't block it out. So it was sometimes it was frustrating sometimes, but then some good though. Saying say that.
Mhm. Can you talk about that first time, said the first game, putting on that NJIT Highlanders uniform, what that meant to you, Dylan?
Uh, it was a surreal moment because I never really thought, like, what I'm saying, I'll make it this far. Just off the doubt that people gave me in the past. They didn't think I was gonna grow into the person I'd be. They didn't think I was that type of character or player to be able to make it this far. So it was just like, it was a very humbling and like happy experience for me. Once I put the jersey on, get to play my first game, I was excited.
If first year that the Highlanders were in the America East Conference, you guys were able to, play a first round game. What was that experience for you and the rest of the Highlanders? Your Highland, rest of your teammates, the coaching staff, this university. The fact that you guys were able to, again, be in a new conference, and just said enjoy some success, this past season.
Going into the season, we were just fired up, ready to go. New conference, new teams to play, new expectations. We really didn't even know like how other teams were really, because it's a new conference, especially me and like the other transfers from JUCO. This is our first year at a Division 1 level, so everything's gonna be new regardless. And the players that played in the old conference that we were in, the ASUN,
Yeah.
they already knew what to expect. Like like Division 1 players know how Division 1 players are, but coming from a JUCO, like you just don't know what you're gonna get. Is everybody gonna play hard? Like how hard do they play?
Yeah.
Like what do they do that the other players didn't do when we were at JUCO? So we were just looking forward to seeing how they how they played, and stuff like that.
Great. Can you just talk about the support, from head coach Brian Kennedy, assistant coaches Jeff Rafferty, Kim Waiters, Joe Gutowski, Dylan as well?
The support is great. Really, they talk to me like I'm their son. Like they expect the best from me. They want me to do the best. They want me to lead. They just want me to be myself. Like, and I like that a lot. Because a lot of coaches, don't want you to, play your game and stuff like that. And they got the most support from me. And I appreciate that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it was top to bottom, a solid roster. Can you talk about some of the players here, some of the veterans on this team, and even the newcomers as well? But Zach Cook, San Antonio Brinson, Suleiman Diakite, Kel DeGraff, Diego Willis, Antoine, Butler. I can go on. I mean, I said just talk about, the season, just playing with those guys and, just learning, from especially, the upperclassmen as well, Dylan.
Mm-hmm. Playing with those guys made me look at a different play style. Like, I'm a scorer, but then like I look at Antoine, he's a defensive stopper. Like he gets stops on the defensive end. So I look at him and try to mimic my defense, how hard he plays and what he does on the defensive end. So I try to imitate that to my defensive game, on the defensive end. And then I say Miles Coleman. He's a scorer too, but he's also like a really good playmaker. And to be a complete playmaker, you could score, but you also have to create for others too. So I look at his game too to see how he creates for others, what he does, how he draws the defense, how he maneuvers, how he pump fakes, he drives hop steps. I watch all that. I watch and then Kel, how he shoots. He could shoot 40, 45, 50% if he wanted to. He can shoot. So I look at his jumper and he plays hard too. So it's just and Zach he plays hard all the time, fast, up and down.
Yeah.
And like the fearless attitude that he has, like he doesn't care to go out, give it his all. Antonio, he's gonna go out there and trying to, fit it all in together. Like this is what I gotta do for me to be a complete player, is add all this what everybody else does. And then soon, like we'll just be fit. Like it'll be a perfect fit.
Yeah. How tough was that at the end of the season? I know you got nicked up as well, and a couple other players, said were injured. You guys were not, at full strength at the end of the season. Especially heading into the America East tournament. I mean, how frustrating was that for you, Dylan?
It was really frustrating going out there, seeing my teammates fight and me not being able to fight with them. Like I want to go out there and play with my guys, go win. It was just like I just couldn't. Like, it was just hard for me to watch, like because I know they need me as much as I need them. So like it was just hard. It was hard for me.
Yeah. So what's the outlook now for the 2021-22 season? Again, upcoming here. I said, getting underway. Say a matter of months here, Dylan. I'm sure that you'll be happy. There'll be fans back in the stands, and I said it's going to be the WEC will be rocking again. Can you just talk about what you've seen so far, and just how much you're looking forward to it?
This upcoming year, it's gonna be a lot of stuff changed. So like it's gonna be the regular atmosphere with college basketball game that transfer, but I already like them. Like I don't have to go. I already like them because they're on my team. So then what I'm saying, I like them. Yeah. But I feel like they're great additions in the team. Like everybody's coming back from last year, so we already got that chemistry. Like we already good there. So it's gonna be a lot of big things that we're gonna do. We're probably gonna shock a lot of people on how we play. They probably won't expect us to be how we are, and I'm ready for everything that comes ahead.
Yeah. Hey, can you just talk about what made NJIT the perfect fit for you? You know, not only, of course, you know, on the basketball court, but then as far as being a student as well, and then just the incredible facilities. You talk about the Wellness and Event Center, as far as the weight training, strength training facilities. I mean, just first class, you know, rate. Can you just talk about that, Dylan?
NJIT was a perfect choice for me because I didn't even get on I didn't even get to go on a visit there. But I had FaceTime Joe, my assistant coach, and he showed me everything around. He said this is all available, the weight room, the gyms, like the 24-hour access to the gyms and stuff like that in the weight room.
Yeah.
Like that's what I need. And every other player needs. Like that's all I need really. Like I don't need nothing else but just like the access to the gym at all times so I could put the work in.
Yeah.
And stuff like that's what I really needed. So that really made it a perfect fit because I don't like to do too much for real, but work on my game and stuff like that. So that's the reason why it was really a perfect fit for me.
Yeah. You know, just wanted to pivot back to head coach Brian Kennedy. You see Coach Kennedy, the passion he brings, I mean, you know, said 24/7, 365, you know, to this program. And then you see it, of course, on the sidelines as well with, you know, his players and with, you know, the other assistant coaches. Can you just talk about some of the intangibles that Coach Kennedy, you know, brings to the table, Dylan?
He brings everything, energy, fired up, everybody fired up. He just brings it all. He's the, you know, main source to our energy. He fires us up in practice at all times, no matter what we're doing. He fires us up every time. He gives us energy, full effort. You know, he just wants the best for us. So he treats us like that, like he wants the best for us. And I really like that a lot. Yeah. And a lot of coaches don't do that, and I know that. But he brings, and he's very positive too. Like he wants us to win every time. He wants to win. He shows that he's competitive, all that.
You know, it's not easy being a student athlete. I want to, you know, balancing out the books, and then of course, as you said, practice time. You know, watching film, and then of course, game time. You know, road trips. I wanted to ask, you know, just the support from, you know, the athletic department, administration, just how that has helped you, you know, develop as well here at NJIT, Dylan.
The time stand from everything, like everything so like you have to have a schedule. Like you can't just, okay, I'm gonna wake up, do this, and then, you know, like everything has to be set at what time you have to do something. Like right after practice, if you know you got some work to do, you have to do it with that time span because you know you're gonna have class for an hour or two, whatever it may be. Sometimes you might have a class for what, 3 hours or something like that. Like you never know. So you just got to make sure you stay on top of your stuff. And like, even if you don't have time after practice to do your work, you got to do it in the morning when you wake up. And that's probably like 8, 9 a.m. So make it like you got to make your own that much time every day or to slack off or anything. You just gotta be good. You'll figure out. Coach Joe, like he tells us like how to manage our time and stuff like that so we could get stuff done. Like that's the guy that we all go to help us. Like, okay, what time we ask him, what time should we do this at? This or this, you know? And he'll tell us, like, I think you should do it. I mean, he'll talk to you about it.
Mm-hmm. Just have a couple more left. Dylan, King, thank you for the time. I wanted to just take it back to actually when you were at Western Oklahoma State College, played 2 seasons there, ranked 13th in NJCAA, National Junior College Athletic Association scoring, 23.1 points per game, shooting nearly 50%, 40% from 3-point range, 80% from the free throw line. And then I think an NJCAA Division I region all region honoree second. Can you talk about, I mean, just having that level of success, being able to put up those numbers at Western Oklahoma State, Dylan?
That during that time, a lot was going on for me during that time. So I really had to lock in mentally. Like, it took a different type of mental, because a lot was going on at home, a lot was going on at school. It was just so many distractions. Even though I was in Oklahoma and like we were pretty much set up like pretty much nowhere, it was still a lot of distractions that were going on, especially at home. So it took a lot of focus, and I had to like get over those problems that I couldn't control. And I had to just stick to what I was doing until I got back home. So I just stay focused. I talked to my mama every day. She talked to me, make sure I got my stuff done, make sure I did what I had to do so I could be successful, stay on track. It's all about the mental. When people like talk about mental, like that's really what it is. It's all about your mental approach. Like, what you gonna let something set you off, or you gonna get past it and keep moving forward?
Yeah. No, that's well said. I think everybody, always focuses on the physical part of athletics. So, whether it's basketball, baseball, football, you name it. But you're right. The mental approach is so essential, because if you don't have, that focus, that drive, especially, it really can, said hamper, said your, the way you, are able to play effectively. I was just so impressed again, Dylan, just by your background. I born in Windsor, Ontario, moved to Michigan in third grade. You have dual citizenship between Canada and the United States. I mean, making that move, and that adjustment is not easy, especially when you're so young. I had to ask you about that.
Growing up in Windsor, I'm gonna start off there. Growing up in Windsor, it was pretty much, it was like if I stayed in Windsor, nobody would know about me, and my mama knew that. She knew that. She knew I had a talent that wasn't just some ordinary. Like, I was the first one in my family to do everything I do. So she knew she would have to take me out of somewhere and place me somewhere else so I could be successful, even if it meant me going all across America to get to where I have to be. She would do it. So I just, I throw a big salute to my mom for that, because she knew my dream early on, and she followed my dream. So I credit her the most for everything, because if she the position today that I am. So went to America though, that was a big adjustment though, because the people aren't the same. Canadians are way different from Americans, like how they approach things. Like, over here in America, everybody's a lot more aggressive. In Canada, everybody more passive. They're more respectful and stuff like that. And over in America, you have to worry about certain things, you know what I'm saying? About the negative and the positive. And Windsor, everybody was positive. So I had the support system going over to America good, confident-wise and mental-wise going over. So I was ready to go. I had my stepdad. He taught me the ropes before I had moved over. Like, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. So don't think it is. You're going to go through stuff that you never thought you would go through. So I give them a lot of credit for preparing me. And my dad as well, too. My dad prepared me as well.
That's great.
In a lot of ways I can imagine.
No, it's great. I wanted to also ask you, played at Ramos High School before doing a postgraduate year at the Carolina Basketball Academy. You led Ramos to the state semifinals. You're AP All-State, averaging 26 points per game, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. I think 8 rebounds, 5 assists at Carolina. Can you talk about those two places, Romulus, and then, of course, the Carolina Basketball Academy?
Romulus was a great time. I learned a lot there. Just a lot of adversity that me and my teammates had went through, to become better players. Like, we didn't have a weight room. Like, we didn't have, literally our weight room was in a classroom. Like, so like they ain't had no new weights, nothing. So we were just playing basketball. We didn't lift no weights, nothing. We didn't do none of that stuff. So it was just really like basketball and conditioning, just running. but that really helped us a lot, like, you know, because we didn't have it all, you know, so we really much like city basketball, like, okay, so Detroit basketball is tough, physical, all that, and that's what we played. We took that style and added it to our game over there in Romulus, and that's like 15, 20 minutes away from the city. So like that was like a great time for me to develop my to create that attitude, the approach that I created for myself every time I go in the game. Like my mental approach, just aggressive, ready to go, like trying to win, competitive, all that. And then at Carolina, I really taught myself. North Carolina basketball was really like finesse and like, you know, moves and stuff like that, you know, specs and all that. So when I went to Carolina, that's when I added the finesse to my game. So on top of the aggression and all that I got from playing in Michigan, I added finesse. So now I'm playing finesse and aggressive. So like it was really great. Like I'm glad that I went to North Carolina and experienced what I experienced and being able to play around this. I'm grateful for that. Very grateful.
That's wonderful. Hey, I mean, these stats are just mind-boggling, Dylan. I think when you were at in North Carolina, you scored 10 plus points in 33 out of 40 games, and then 19 of them you had 30 point plus games. I mean, those are just staggering. I mean, stats. When you think about that, you were able to, like, you know, again, just amass those kind of numbers. I mean, what comes to your mind, like, you know, just thinking back to those days, Dylan?
Thinking back to those days, every game I felt like I could do better. Every game I feel like that, no matter if I had 30, 20, 15, 40, I feel like I could do better every single time. I'm never content at what I do. Like I just want to keep going, see if I can do better. If I can get 50, can I get 60? Like, you know, like I want to win at the end of the day. So my mind says I want to win. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to win. So if I have to score 40, 50, 30, 25, you know, because it was never about me because I always looked out for my teammates too. It was just they looked out for me too.
Yeah.
And I took a lot of pride in making shots. You know, you make shots, you win games. Yeah. And that's what my high school coach told me.
I was just wondering, before you entered high school, that period of time, you know, moving to the U.S. in third grade and then up until high school, was it just basketball squarely, Dylan? Were there any other sports you played as well?
Actually, when I had moved in third grade, I think I stopped playing basketball for a little bit. I just like wanted to just be a kid, you know, to like the 7th grade. Then that's when I had jumped back into basketball. But I was already way ahead though than any third grader that was out there. I just knew I was, but I just wanted to be with my friend. Then when I tried football, basketball there. And then when I school, I did baseball for 1 year. And then when I got to high school, I did soccer, basketball. I stopped playing football though because I knew I had to put down one of the two. I couldn't do both.
Yeah.
So I did basketball. I ran cross country too. I played a few sports. I just didn't just play basketball. I'm an athlete. I like a lot of sports. So I put time in the soccer too. I love sports.
That's great. Mm-hmm. I think keeping you active year round is important. So I mean that's terrific. I'm just wondering for you personally, and this might be a tough one, but to answer, what makes the game of basketball so special to play, Dylan?
It makes it so special because it's special because
you've been playing for a long time. I know that if there's anything that stands out to you that, just in terms, I guess, of, playing with, on a team or just coaches, I'm just wondering if there's something about it that just really has, again, makes it so memorable. And the fact you said you've been doing this again for an extensive amount of time.
basketball is so memorable to me. It was the first thing I ever did. It was the first thing I ever watched. It was the first thing I ever. He brought like energy to me. So it was just the first thing I seen coming into this world, and my mama knew that. Like, she gave me a basketball, and it was it. Like, I'm 2 years old. She gave me a basketball, so she already knew what I wanted to do. It was just my getaway from everything in the world. That was my getaway, and I loved it because I can go in the gym and be by myself and just play basketball.
So I'm wondering, when it comes to whether it's in college or the pros, what players you follow, said on a daily basis, said or during the course of a season, Dylan. Hello, Dylan.
What do you mean? Like what type of play?
Yeah, just if there are any,
you said do I follow?
College or especially NBA, like, you sort of try to, pick up some, tidbits or some nuggets and try to apply to your game as their skill set. I'm just wondering about that. Yeah.
Okay. So, the players that I really look at, I take some of Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant is my all-time favorite player.
Yeah.
I love Gilbert Arenas, LeBron, Kyrie, James Harden, and I like Larry Bird as well. Like I like to play simple basketball. I don't want to do nothing, and Kevin Durant too. Can't forget about him. It's like I love the simple basketball. I don't want to do too much to get my shot off. I just want it to be simple and just get the job done. Like I don't want to do nothing fancy. If I have to make a nice pass, okay, a little flashy pass or whatever. Like, but I'm never like I just want to keep it simple because I don't have to do too much in order to do certain things or like showboat or nothing like that. I like to keep everything simple.
That's great. Final two. I know you talked about your mom and dad. I don't know if there's any other family members, just as far as the support, friends, that you've received over the years, during your basketball journey, Dylan.
My brother Raphael, my grandma, my auntie, my cousins, just all my brothers, everybody in my family, really, they all support me in what I want to do. Family, friends, all that. So I got everybody supporting me behind me, like, so it's just really everybody. I credit everybody. I credit God. God supports me because I couldn't do it without Him. So I just appreciate everything. Everybody that came in my life and supported me, everything through thick and thin. I'm grateful for everything.
Great. Okay, final question, and I think you're again in a perfect, spot to, do this. What is your message, and advice to those younger kids, especially that, are in elementary school, middle school, even high school, that want to eventually move up to that college level and, said again, be able to have the success that you've been able to attain. What would you say to them out there, as far as trying to move up the ladder here, Dylan?
I'll tell them, be patient, be very patient, because your time will come, and you have to stay faithful. You can't doubt yourself ever, even if it's not everything. Okay, somebody might be getting it, faster than you. Like they may be looking at him, but not looking at you. But you may be better than him. Like you can't be discouraged just because that. You just got to keep going. Like your time will come. Eventually, somebody's gonna see you. You got to keep faithing yourself, really, and keep working. You can't go nowhere without working hard. And I believe that a lot. Like you have to work for everything you want. Especially with us, with the sport of basketball, you have to work. And I say work smarter, you know what I'm saying? Like work smart, like, take care of your body. Like you really have to take care of your body too and stretch. I'll say that too. But mostly just be patient. Be patient.
Great.
Really.
Okay, Dylan, the floor is yours. If I've left anything out, you're more than welcome to add at this point.
No, I think I said everything.
All right, sounds good. Hey, Dylan, I can't thank you enough for the time. I said, again, I've enjoyed interviewing you. Looking forward to, seeing you back in person. I said this fall, at the Wellness and Event Center, aka the WEC. And again, wishing you continued success, this upcoming season.
Thank you.